don't recommend that you work with your husband because I made him my manager. And then when I decided to divorce him, he had to be fired. In other words, I made him divorced and unemployed all in one day.
Wendy Williams has made it clear that there are certain topics she simply isn't allowed to speak on right now due to legal limitations. And it definitely raises the question of whether her situation with Kevin Hunter is one of those off-limit subjects. If that's true, then there's likely a lot more going on behind the scenes than we've been told. And let's be honest, Wendy isn't someone who stays quiet forever. Chances are she's laying low, watching everything unfold, and carefully planning her return. At the same time, things seem to be heating up on another front. Sharina Hudson is rumored to be holding on to some serious receipts tied to Wendy, and the idea that she might use them against Kevin adds a whole new level of tension to this already messy situation. But now it's your turn. What's your take on all of this? Do you think Sharina is really ready to expose everything, or is there something bigger we're missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get into it. Unless Kevin has some secret stash hidden away that Sharina Hudson somehow discovered, it's hard to see where any money could be coming from. Or maybe there's another angle. What if Sharina caught him slipping again and is now quietly planning her revenge? Honestly, at this point, nothing about Kevin Hunter surprises me anymore. So let's dive into what she allegedly knows. Fans of Wendy Williams might remember that she had her sights set on returning to radio right after her divorce. That was supposed to be her next big move. But in an industry where nothing stays secret for long, word reportedly reached Kevin before she could make that transition, and he allegedly wasn't about to let her walk away from television that easily. According to the rumors, he came up with a plan alongside production to keep Wendy in a controlled state, just stable enough to show up, film, and keep the show running. Now here's where the story takes a chilling turn. That iconic tea Wendy sipped during every episode? Some claim it wasn't just tea. Allegedly, it became the method used to keep her functioning, but slightly out of it. Every day, viewers saw Wendy casually drop her tea bag into the cup on camera, but what many didn't notice is that she wasn't the one pouring the hot water. And that, according to these claims, is where everything changed. Over time, whatever was allegedly added to her drink began to show effects. Fans started noticing moments where she seemed disoriented or not fully present. It could explain those instances where she appeared off balance, and even that widely talked about collapse in her green outfit. Reports suggest the goal was to keep her going for as long as possible, benefit from her presence, and then discard her once she was no longer needed. What makes it even more unsettling is the allegation that Kevin not only knew, but may have been deeply involved in orchestrating everything. And Sharina, she's also said to have been aware of what was happening behind the scenes. Looking back, there were moments that now feel eerily revealing, like when Wendy herself questioned on air whether something had been put in her tea. At one point, she even joked that if someone was slipping something into her drink, they should at least mix it properly, so she wouldn't see any residue. And then there are the lingering questions that still don't sit right. The producer who passed away after Wendy left the show, officially, it was linked to financial issues, but some believe there was more beneath the surface. Could he have been holding on to secrets? Was he on the verge of speaking out? Even the reported wellness check at Wendy's home, fueled by fears that she might have been in danger, adds another layer of mystery to an already disturbing narrative. If even a fraction of these claims holds truth, it paints a deeply troubling picture of what may have been happening behind the scenes all along. But what if there's actually some truth to all of this? It's not hard to imagine that something deeper was happening behind the scenes, and that both Kevin Hunter and Sharina Hudson were fully aware of it. And now, if the whispers are accurate, Sharina may be preparing to reveal everything she knows. If that's the case, then it's clear something serious has shifted between her and Kevin. Because let's be real, how much more can she tolerate? This is a man who reportedly stopped supporting her financially, put the home they shared up for sale, and even took out loans on 2 luxury vehicles through a company called Flex Wealth. On top of that, he's allegedly dealing with legal trouble after being hit with a lawsuit from UBS Bank over unpaid credit card debt. At this point, it's looking like Sharina is done. In fact, rumors about their relationship falling apart have been circulating for a while. There were already claims that Sharina walked away once Kevin could no longer provide for her and their daughter, especially since, for a long time, It was actually Wendy Williams' alimony that was funding their entire lifestyle. And even before things fell apart, Sharina's ventures were reportedly being bankrolled by Wendy's money. She tried her hand at multiple businesses, training as a massage therapist and opening a small kiosk in a North Carolina mall, launching an online jewelry and clothing brand called Vish, working in real estate, and even starting a vegan company after other projects didn't take off. Despite all these efforts, none seemed to gain real traction. Kevin even went as far as buying her a house just a few miles away from where Wendy lived, allegedly using Wendy's own money. And according to Wendy, the reason none of Sharina's ventures succeeded was simply because she wasn't as capable as she believed. Now, with the money gone, the relationship strained, and tensions clearly rising, it feels like everything is on the verge of unraveling. And if Sharina decides to speak out, this situation could explode in ways no one saw coming. At one point, they really tried to keep up appearances, like everything was still perfect between them. Kevin Hunter even went all out on social media, posting a flashy birthday tribute to Sharina Hudson, calling her his wife, in bold caps with dramatic exclamation marks, praising her as his queen, the mother of his child, and promising her a lifetime of anything she wanted. But behind all that public affection, the reality was reportedly falling apart fast. Once the money stopped flowing, so did the illusion, and suddenly, there was nothing left tying Sharina to him. In fact, word is she may have gone back to her family, which is surprising considering she had allegedly distanced herself from them years ago. When Kevin's affair first became public, her own relatives didn't hold back. Many believe she played a major role in Wendy Williams' marriage. In an interview, her uncle reportedly made it clear that she should have known better, calling her out for her choices. According to him, Sharina had left South Carolina long ago and barely looked back, not even returning for holidays. Back then, it seemed like she believed she had secured a comfortable life, but that security was largely built on Wendy's money. Even after the divorce, those alimony payments kept everything afloat. Now that the funds have dried up, reality has hit hard, and she may have had no choice but to reconnect with the family she once left behind. Meanwhile, Kevin's financial situation appears to be in complete disarray. Not long ago, he reportedly filed legal documents yet again, trying to overturn his settlement with Wendy. He claimed fraud, misrepresentation, and misconduct, essentially making another attempt to access her money. As part of his argument, he referenced statements from Wendy's close friend, Regina Shell, who said she had seen Wendy's financial situation firsthand back in 2022 and even accompanied her to meetings with banking advisors as Wendy explored new financial options. But then things took a dramatic turn. Wendy's publicist allegedly overheard a conversation where her guardian claimed Wendy had no money left in her accounts. That claim became a key piece in Kevin's argument. He seemed convinced that there was hidden money somewhere. However, Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, pushed back hard with a countersuit, alleging that Kevin was actually the one who owed Wendy money. According to court filings, Kevin continued receiving large monthly payments, even after Wendy stopped earning her full salary when she stepped away from her show. The numbers added up quickly, and Sabrina argued that he had been unjustly enriched, receiving over $112,000 during a period when he arguably shouldn't have been paid at all. She demanded repayment, plus interest, painting a picture of a man not just struggling, but deeply in debt. So when you look at the bigger picture, it's hard to see where any new money could come from. Unless there's something hidden that no one knows about, Kevin appears financially drained, which raises even more questions about Sharina's expectations and whether there's something deeper going on between them. Some even speculate history may be repeating itself, and that Kevin could have been unfaithful again. As the saying goes, sometimes you lose people the same way you got them, and now, it seems like Sharina might be ready to strike back. As for Wendy, she's still fighting her own battle. She's been openly questioning why she remains under guardianship since 2022, especially after reportedly scoring perfectly on multiple mental capacity evaluations. Despite that, she's still waiting for another assessment, one that remains partly under the control of her guardian. Through a series of interviews, Wendy has made it clear she wants her independence back, including full control over her finances and personal decisions. And when she sat down for a candid conversation on The Breakfast Club, it only intensified the public conversation surrounding her situation. Wendy Williams has made it clear that there are certain topics she simply isn't allowed to speak on right now due to legal limitations, and it definitely raises the question of whether her situation with Kevin Hunter is one of those off-limit subjects. If that's true, then there's likely a lot more going on behind the scenes than we've been told. And let's be honest, Wendy isn't someone who stays quiet forever. Chances are she's laying low, watching everything unfold, and carefully planning her return. At the same time, things seem to be heating up on another front. Sharina Hudson is rumored to be holding on to some serious receipts tied to Wendy, and the idea that she might use them against Kevin adds a whole new level of tension to this already messy situation. But now it's your turn. What's your take on all of this? Do you think Sharina is really ready to expose everything, or is there something bigger we're missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get into it.